And good evening. Welcome into the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. We're in day 4 of the NCAA baseball tournament. Lots of great stuff we're going to talk about. Talk about a team that's made their exit. The gentleman that is to my right, this is from where I'm sitting, is up in Simpsonville right now. He's praying for a Coastal Carolina comeback, but his team is on the shitter. He is Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. What's up, buddy?
Rob, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing, sir. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve.
Wait, hold on. You're supposed to be happier than a puppy with two Peters, sir.
Tonight I wanted to switch it up and better than I deserve, going with the Dave Ramsey / Conrad Thompson greeting, but greetings to all over in the comment section and in YouTube. Hope you guys are doing good tonight. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. South Carolina lost today. Um, our program is going to be returned to its rightful owner. Program is gonna become great once again. Like I say, make America great again. Make the Gamecocks great again. That's exactly what happened today. The best loss ever.
So that's how you're putting it. But I mean, there's nothing that's come out where they're firing Kingston.
Well,
That's not happening.
I think it's a foregone conclusion that he's gone. Blue Bloods just don't stand for this for so long. So there's that.
Well, look, we got to talk about that game in a moment, but the link is in the description right there. I'll post it over there in the chat if you want to join us here. There are, I hope that certain people show up tonight. And of those people, I hope it's the ones that said, oh, I don't know, Vanderbilt was going to hand us our ass. Yeah, how'd that work out for you? Yeah, that didn't work out too well for you.
Oh, no. God damn it.
Why are you so mad? Don't get mad. So, anyway, we were told as Clemson just hit a home run in the bottom of the 8th inning. They now Jackpot's pissed. They now lead.
I don't know what it is with me. I don't know if I've got something. I don't know if there's something wrong with me, maybe mentally, but just seeing them so happy, it just tears at my just fucking inner being. I mean, it really makes me just want to go beat the fucking shit out of somebody, man.
Well, Canarella hitting the home run there. It was at like 8:50 this evening. It was 6-2 Clemson. Coastal comes out, hits a 2-run homer, and then another homer. And it looks like Clemson's going to be in trouble there.
Whoever this guy is sitting behind home plate, he's like 2 rows up with the orange. That he won't sit down the whole fucking game. Guy with the beard, little Clemson button up all the way shirt. I just want to slap the shit out of this guy. Just been fucking annoying him the entire damn season. I've seen his goofy ass. Fuck him.
You'll need a ladder. He's about 6'3", so
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I kick him in his fucking kneecaps, dork.
Anyway, Canarella with the homer there. As Clemson now leads Coastal 7-5. Looking like
his haircut. Is he albino too? Since y'all like to make fun of Spencer Rattler for being an albino, I think he's albino too. So you make fun of that too. He's got his little sign, cardiac cats. What the fuck? You've been winning the entire game, you fucking douche. Sit the fuck down. It's not like you're coming from behind to beat somebody. Freaking asshole. That people like that are who make the game unenjoyable for other people to watch when you're a fan at the game. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but you would not be a fan at this stadium, even though you could probably throw a rock from your house and hit this wonderful stadium, because your team went and lost to a team that was named after a president.
The rock would probably disappear. It wouldn't want to go. What now?
I said your team went and lost today to a team that was named after a president. I'm just saying.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, that's it's a great institution. Who else? I mean, better than Lucia, and like they're doing pretty well tonight. So,
well, we'll see how that works out for them. But shout out to the dummies over there, the SEC nutsuckers.
Anyway,
grass.
First of all, I don't think I said anything about Vanderbilt. I mean, y'all didn't even face Vanderbilt. So I mean, what's the deal?
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the slapnuts over in the chat room. Y'all are going to Vanderbilt's going to beat y'all. I was talking about your slapnuts team that's eliminated, that we're laughing because Vanderbilt was in our regional. Fuck both of you with a bag of hammers. That's what you get. Sucks to be you. That's the way that it is.
In these other people's defense, you people drew a pretty easy regional.
That's bullshit. No, sir, I will not let you say that.
You did. High Point. Come on.
We had 2 national champions in our regional, sir.
And Coast,
2
well,
teams
yeah.
you can go and watch.
So
You
did
can go and
so
watch
did the
their
ones in
national
Raleigh. They
champions.
had a national champion there too. I mean, what?
I'm
Does that
talking
make
about
that
ones where you can watch it in HD, not one that you can watch on VHS, sir. These 2 teams had national
well,
titles.
you're not talking about.
in
We're
the
not
past
talking about
7
Tennessee's
years.
football championship.
We're talking about Coastal, and we're talking about Vanderbilt, who have national titles, sir.
Yeah,
So there you go.
well,
So anyway,
they don't
I'm
play like
happy.
it now, do they?
I'm happier. I'm happier than the puppy with 2 Peters, because your team that laughed, they're laughing their ass right on back to Columbia.
Yeah, I know. And
Yankee.
Yankee back bitch looks like a fucking genius. Oh, he's
Oh,
so
he's a
cool
genius.
for his fucking comment about the game. There's people
You
who make fun of our success in the postseason. They're called gamecocks. Gamecocks.
Yep,
Well, you're
that's
just
what
gonna
they
go
are.
to Stillwater next weekend and get your ass handed to you. So
Well, first of all, we're not going to Stillwater. They're coming here because we're
okay,
not
well
broke
Stillwater is gonna come
bitches.
here and beat your ass.
Okay,
So
well, I'll file that under the other
why would they
thing.
want to come to that redneck dump and play a super regional?
Because they're rated 6th in the other regionals here, so they have to come
You're
here.
rated 10.
Sir, they're the 6th seed.
Never mind, you are
Yeah.
10 or 6. I'm sorry. That was NC
Yeah.
State. Another
Mhm.
show.
Well, that shithole owned your shithole this weekend.
Well, I mean, the team has really kind of laid down at this point. They want rid of Kingston just as bad as the fan base.
Oh no, sir. Sir, you got a kid playing with a broken arm. They laid down really hard. He played with a broken arm today.
He's just
But
doing
okay.
that to look tough to try to improve his MLB stock.
Oh, maybe he's trying to head up for the transfer portal.
Well,
Maybe
that too. It could be. Could
be that. Anyway, we'll take your calls over here if you want. I'm gonna put the link over here. It is in the description this evening. But if you would like to join the program, have at it. Right now, Clemson is leading Coastal Carolina 7-5. Clemson wins. They will advance to the Super Regionals, and they will play the winner of the Oklahoma State Regional. Oklahoma State has, I can't remember who all's in that regional. Hold on, I've got it right here in front of me, though. Oklahoma State Regional. Yeah, well, I know Oklahoma State they've won their first 2 games, so whoever it is that wins out has to in the Stillwater Regional. So Florida will have to beat them twice.
Florida beat somebody today, like
yeah, they beat Nebraska 17-11.
I didn't even know 17-11.
Yeah,
they were up like 17-0.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? The fuck?
Yeah, that's like some beer league softball. But 17-11, they won over Nebraska today, and they're playing Oklahoma State tonight. If the Gators win, they'll play tomorrow against the Pokes there. So there's that. Let's see here. What else do we have going on here?
They're not very good. So
who? The Pokes?
Well, no, Florida. They're not very good.
Well,
that was one of the teams everybody was bitched about them even getting in the tournament. Because Chad Holbrook was crying the other day. Remember, he started crying. What's up with all these coaches starting to cry now in conferences and things like press conferences and stuff? Shane Beamer's done that. Chad Holbrook did it the other day, crying about his kids not getting to be in the NCAA tournament because he felt like they deserved it. And he was kind of throwing a shot at Florida, but he didn't say Florida. He was talking about teams that had however many wins or whatever it was. But
once you put that block C on, you start crying. So both of them wore that block
Charleston block C, I guess so. Yeah.
No, the block
John
C.
Kress used to cry a lot too.
Yeah, John Kress used to win though. Anyway,
won so much they named the building after him.
Georgia in a dogfight with Georgia Tech. They're tied at 5 going into the 9th. The Bulldogs, if they win, they will advance to their regional, the Super Regional, which they will host at home there.
Go Dogs! SEC.
Yeah. Jackpot's about to get mad. Here it comes. Wait for it. Anyway, Tennessee
hit a home run too.
No, he had a double.
Oh, well, it hadn't happened yet here.
Anyway, Some other
Fuck it.
interesting stuff
I
here.
can't. God damn it! I can't stand to see them happy. I don't know what it is about me. I have an inherent hate for them. And what's up with Jack Leggett being in the dugout with Back Bitch and they're interviewing him earlier? Like Clemson fired him. I mean, what? I mean, are we gonna bring Frank Martin back in a few years and talk about how great he was? Y'all fired this fucker and replaced him with
Well,
mediocre Monty.
the thing is that back at part of the Jack Leggett coach.
God, I can't stand y'all. I can't stand to look at them. Your faces. It just I might slap the shit out of them.
Anyway, some other interesting stuff here. As we roll along, Arkansas jackpot has been eliminated from their region.
Arkansas was eliminated. Yep.
South directional school from Missouri.
That's the Fighting Bobby Petrinos, or it was.
Southeast Missouri State. I don't know what their mascot is, but
the bear, I believe.
It's a bear. Hold on. Possible bear. Hold on. Let's see if it tells me what this is.
They are the Bears. That's no shit. Well, the Bruins won. The Bears.
No, they're a. It looks like a hawk or something. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not joking, buddy. Looks like a hawk here on the ESPN thing.
I thought they were I thought they were Bears.
No, it says Red Hawks, so they're the Red Hawks.
It's somebody else I was thinking of. Who is it? Southeast Missouri?
Southeast Missouri State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was some Missouri, maybe Missouri State University is the Bears. I'm not sure. One of them
the Wofford Terriers were eliminated. They lost twice to LSU. The first game, they were right there with them, and they were leading today before LSU showed them the door. Let's see here. What else? Any other interesting games that we have here?
Will Eubanks, thank you for the super chat. He says, does Jackpot hate Clemson more or like the Gamecocks more? It's pretty close. I mean, I like the Gamecocks more, but if there's not anything Gamecock related around, you can definitely find me pulling for whoever Clemson plays.
Yeah, well. Anyway, it's not a good night for Jackpot because it looks like Clemson's.
No, I'm fine. I mean, we're going to get a new baseball coach. The Mecca will be restored.
Well, it might
take a year or two, but the Mecca shall be restored.
You could be the Mecca when it's Seth Beer Park. That's what it is down there. Because every time Seth Beer went there, he drug his nuts over you. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's relevant in 2024, Hal.
You haven't been relevant since, so I'm just saying.
What? Anyway. Since we weren't relevant when Seth Beer drug it. I mean, we were in a super regional last year. It looks like you're going to be in one this year. I mean, what did you do?
Well, anyway, they're you really think they're going to fire Kingston? Schultz coming out with the line there. Hey, they're going to fire Kingston.
They haven't. They've had 2 losing records. They failed to reach the Omaha the entire time he's been here, which used to be, I mean, like second nature. I mean, Chad Holbrook was only given like 4 years, and he was gone, and he obviously had more success than this fool. At least he didn't have losing records. This guy's had a losing record, missed the tournament. I can't believe that he wasn't fired 2 seasons ago. I've got inside information that he was talking about it on the bus, I guess, on the way back, and he knows he's going to be let go. So,
I mean, I get my information from the Kentucky Blue Balls channel with their stunning reporter, Big Barney Ross. He says, "Congratulations on Kingston getting a new contract to coach at South Carolina. Looks like a big pay raise."
I mean, Wolverine says extend Kingston. Yeah, everybody that doesn't, you want him extended. I'm sure y'all do. Sure you do.
Schultz with a great comment. We shouldn't have fired Holbrook. Do you agree with that?
I mean,
kind of the shits with him too.
Yeah, I mean, he should have been gone. Ray Tanner should have done a better job hiring another baseball coach. Why can a championship baseball coach not hire a decent baseball coach? I've wondered that for a while. So yeah, Holbrook needed to be fired, but
Well, look,
I
I
don't
mean,
know what the hell he was thinking there.
it's not a sure thing just to get a hey, just to get a we're gonna go and I just hire this guy. Like when Clemson hired Badich, it was like I was like, oh God, all right, he's a good coach at Michigan, but I don't know.
Well, apparently, is he play at Clemson or was he?
He was
Apparently,
an
he
assistant. He was
okay.
an assistant at Clemson. Yeah, Jack Leggett gave him his job there, his first job there,
That
is
must
what he
be
said.
where he got all his skills from. That's a great.
Yeah, I agree with Peg and Megan here. He says it all comes down to Tanner. He's the root of the problem. Yes,
He's an
yes, sir.
idiot.
But
He's got to be the worst
hey,
athletic director in the conference.
well, I mean, look, don't be getting upset. You have a national championship women's basketball team. I mean, you can thank him for that.
He hadn't. He didn't hire her.
He's extending her though and keeping her there.
He's extending her. Okay, let's extend someone who won a national championship. What a novel idea.
Fire Mark Kingston, fire Mark Kingston, fire Mark Kingston. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, well, you and Jackpot can get together and get your two tops that say that.
All right, so who do you think we get? Who do you think we get?
I don't think you're firing Kingston.
I don't think we are either.
Are
who do you think we get?
What you're nuts. You're nuts if you think this guy stays.
I honestly don't think you're firing Kingston.
Why would they not fire him?
Well, we did make the tournament. As much as I hate to say that, we did make the tournament, but I hate to. That's still not enough.
That shouldn't be the bar.
It wasn't the bar, but still, it shouldn't be the bar. But
it's
still.
not. That's a blue blood program. That's not the bar. That's like Ohio
You're right.
State
You're
saying, "Well, we're
right.
going to keep." That's like Ohio State saying, "Well, so if Ryan Day hits the shits, we'll say, well, we're going to keep Ryan Day around because we made the Independence Bowl this year." I mean, at least we made a bowl. No.
No, you're 100% right, Jackpot. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you're 100% right. But in all honesty, do you think we'd get the North Greenville head coach, or do you think he'd be a good fit? He played here.
I think you're talking about goodness, what's his name?
The level of competition though is just so.
That's the one thing that scares me
drastically. I mean, this is not like getting a group. Okay, say if Kingston had been a little bit better and wasn't such a shithead. Well, he was from South Florida. That's a step below. This is like 3 steps below.
I know, and I get he won a national title at the Division II level, but still, yeah. It's too risky. It's too risky in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he needs to be brought on as an assistant coach somewhere and learn. He's got to plow his trade a little bit in the.
I get he's won a national title. Conference. I get he's won a national title at the Division II level, but then again, it's the Division II level, and keep in mind, Kingston came from freaking South Florida. I mean, that's a lot higher than North Greenville.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't feel comfortable with what's his name. I don't even remember his name. Dang it! But
Landon Powell.
Powell. That's what it was. Landon Powell. But still, I understand we did real well in the tournament, but I mean, we underachieved. Our regular season record is a losing record.
Brother, the thing about that is some of those teams, the majority of those teams didn't give a shit about being in that tournament. The better teams didn't. They already knew they were, locks to host a regional. So that baseball tournament is almost as insignificant as that basketball tournament is. Sad to say.
I just wish we'd get rid of Ray Tanner at this point.
They really just need to get rid of those conference tournaments if they're not going to mean anything.
Yeah, especially since if you win it, you're more than likely going to be more than likely going to lose in the first or second round just because how long you've been playing. You don't get a rest,
Right.
Well, look, I don't know if they're going to fire him or not, but if I was going to have that conversation with him, I would literally say, look, you have what, 2 losing seasons here with us? We've had 5 in the history of our program. 2 of them have been under you. And let's just talk about this season. You had 6 straight losses heading into the SEC tournament. And then today you're playing a school that's named after a president, and you have a man on in the 7th inning on third base with nobody out, and you can't get one freaking run.
What's
Not
so
one
bad
run.
about South Carolina playing a team that was named after a president?
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
I mean, y'all got
I'm
buildings
just
on your
mocking
campus
you.
named after racists and everything else.
Really? All right.
Yeah, I mean, they were
Not-
so racist they tore his statue down.
Yeah, not to mention a freaking terrorist. I mean, really.
All right. Well, fine. You whatever way you want to put it. Okay.
Carolina
You had-
woke pot.
You had nobody
Yeah,
on. You had a man
we
on
lost
third.
someone who was one of the founding fathers of this country, who helped draft up the Constitution, and then you people are naming stuff after just heinous individuals who, had slaves and did all kind of debauchery. But please carry on.
A little terrorist.
I will be running my mouth too. But look, anyway, so you had nobody. You had a man on third with nobody out, and you couldn't score 1 run.
That's why we need to get rid of Kingston.
Billy over there laughing because James Madison's wife's name was Dolly. You know, you used to eat them Dolly Madison cakes back in the day.
Yeah, right.
That's an oldie but a goodie.
So
this is fucking over. Here come the Deeble Dobblers. We're making our. When's the last time they made a super regional? Like 10 years ago.
We did make the super regionals last year.
No, I'm talking about the Deeble Dobblers. When's the last time y'all made it, Rob? 2012.
2012.
Oh, you mean Clemson?
My God.
Wow, it's been that long. Good Lord.
Yeah, Lord. I mean, I'm actually happy for him, to be honest with you. I mean, everybody else in the state's done it. It's finally time to catch up.
For the first time in my lifetime, I almost pulled for you guys against Coastal until what your baseball coach said. I mean, that was pure classless.
I mean,
he's winning games.
You see, those are called Gamecocks.
No, sir. Everything that he said was absolute fact. Period.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't absolute fact. Where he said that the people who were doubting his team in the postseason are not Gamecocks. The people doubting his team in the postseason are people who actually watch the fucking games and follow college baseball and know what the fuck is going on. It's not just Gamecocks who know that your team folds up like a cheap fucking gazebo from roses in a damn minor thunderstorm in the summertime in June.
Clemson just scored again.
Y'all be pissed off too if we had a head coach that said that. You'd be pissed off too if we had a head coach that said that.
It's a bunch of nothing but Gamecocks.
Yes, you would. You would have me pissed off.
Hey, look.
Yes, you would.
Hold on, you cannot dictate my feelings to me. So I don't understand.
I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Give it to him, Schultz. Jerry Wells says, Jack, have I ever been to Dollywood? Yes, twice. One time we went and actually.
What did you say?
I was actually at Dollywood.
The wife says she can't even win that battle.
I was actually at Dollywood the day that Tennessee beat Carolina. What was it, 23-21 back in 2013? Steve Spurrier gave him that SEC. He gave away our chance to win the SEC championship and compete in a national championship game that year.
Why do you got to blame Spurrier? Why does everyone hate Spurrier?
He didn't know that he had timeouts to use. I don't exactly remember what he did. It was something stupid.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Spurrier, we would have not won the East in 2010 and had those 3 in a row 11-2 seasons. If it wasn't for Spurrier, we would have never.
He walked out and quit.
Well, that too, but you have to give him credit for getting those teams together. But there was no reason for them to lose to that Tennessee team.
That team was fucking awful, dude. It was garbage.
It was. You're right. I know.
That was probably the best Gamecock team ever. I can make an argument that's the best Gamecock team ever, and they went up there
it was
to a fucking piece of shithole team. in Tennessee.
You're right. That probably was the best team ever.
They would have. I think they would have avenged the loss in the SEC championship game to Auburn 3 years prior and beaten them. Because we would have been there instead of Mizzou. We deserved to be there instead of Mizzou. We beat Mizzou, but we couldn't beat the shitty Tennessee team. They played Auburn. That Auburn team was that was the kick six team that couldn't stop a damn nosebleed.
We still should have made a New
They had
Year's
all
Six
kind of
Bowl.
lucky shit happen to them, if you remember, all year long. You know,
Yeah.
Georgia guy couldn't bat the pass down, and
bounced off his
Hail
head,
Mary or something.
Bounced out of his hands, something like that.
Yeah.
Then the kick six, and what else was there that year?
Watching the
They
guy
barely beat. I don't know.
That's hilarious. The guy behind the plate, I'm sure, pissing Jackpot off right now.
Douchebag in the second row, yeah.
It hurts looking back. It really does. We could have won the SEC in 2013. We could have won it all that year.
Yep.
Why is it that bad luck catches us constantly, but then Clemson gets to win 2 national titles?
Well, Virtual Jackpot will tell you because Gamecock athletics are like a timeline of suck. And he has his life events focused around Gamecock losses because there's plenty of them.
And we also had that moment in '84, blew that. Potentially in 2011, blew that.
Well, I mean, in '84, Jackpot and I were, youngins in '84, but
yeah, I wasn't even alive back then.
I was older than you.
But what were you, 8?
Maybe. I think that would have been 9 that before.
Okay, well, you were 9. Anyway, the big thing with that though was that for the people that were there that were a little bit older, like my buddy Wayne Whiteside, who's in his 60s now.
Oh God.
He said that they had that team was so good that they were looking at Navy like an afterthought. They really, really were.
It was a trap game. Because it was coming off and that was the same thing with the Tennessee game too. I mean,
there was no reason for it. The Navy was on their second string quarterback. They had a running back actually that year that was a Heisman Trophy candidate, but he had broken his leg in the opener, so he was out. And they were on like their third string running back. I mean, they were a shit hole. I think they really were like Yale or somebody the week before. I mean, they were bad.
They were on their second string left tackle, if I remember correctly from something I read, and their entire secondary were freshmen, or excuse me, sophomores. But they just rolled a team out there and beat one of the best Gamecock teams ever.
And it still hurts, even though I wasn't alive to see it. It hurts.
Well, I don't know what Big and Megan's about, but he's bashing Florida State, the quitter university. We'll post all that up there. Paul called you a cuck, Jackpot. That's not nice.
What?
How do you do that? Paul says you're a cuck, Jackpot. That's not nice.
Paul can go eat a cuck. As far as I'm concerned, he's a Tennessee fan who says dumb shit all the time. Bird to Fly says Jackpot are the folks saying Monty Lee could be a potential hire trolling or no.
Oh gosh, no. No, they're not hiring Monty Lee. I mean, he couldn't do it in the ACC. What makes you think he could do it at the SEC?
Because
Paul White with some more wisdom up here. He says, Ray Tanner, only one bad hire. Muschamp, he was stuck to hire after Kirby took Georgia job. Kingston has made it to postseason. Nothing is perfect. Okay, motherfucker. South Carolina has won 2 national championships back to back in the past 15 years and then competed for another one the next year. Sticking with somebody like this, as I said, is like Ohio State sticking with Ryan Day if he lost to Michigan 10 straight times and then makes the Independence Bowl. Sanders have got to be hired. Second of all, my thing about hiring fucking Muschamp, he wasn't stuck to hire him. Steve Spurrier, though I hate for him for quitting, he actually did South Carolina a favor because he gave them like a damn 6-7 week jump on everybody else that was going to wait to the end of the season to fire their fucking coach. They had more time than anybody to cultivate a damn replacement.
He did. And even
And
after we
still
ran
couldn't
out
fucking
of,
do it.
and even though we still ran out of time, you can't tell me that Muschamp was the one guy that we could go after. I mean, I would have taken Rich Rodriguez over. I understand the fans protested that. I would have taken him over Muschamp. I would have
What was
taken.
wrong with him? I mean, they hired a guy who had just gotten fired 2 seasons prior.
Right, in another SEC school in the same division.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I'll tell you.
Everybody, slow down. Clemson has won their regional, sir. They will be competing as we're watching right now. I'd love to talk about the Gamecock regional, but you don't have one. Laugh your asses back to Columbia.
Okay, well, I was saying the same thing to you last year. So
that's
go
fine.
to the big bag. Go to the big bag of dicks.
You're
Nobody
not saying
cares.
it now.
No one cares.
Now.
I don't care.
Everyone
I'm glad
cares.
we lost. I'm glad we lost. The Mecca is getting restored.
Look at Jack Leggett. Look at Jack Leggett clapping his hands. Way to go,
him out there
Leggett.
in a wheelchair. What are they doing?
Jack Leggett's a better coach than your coach.
I'm
going to go down that road?
He's not my coach.
Fun fact, Garrett Gainey. I knew the guy growing up.
Paul White says, so Rich Rod would have been a better choice back then versus Muschamp. He says bullshit. Okay, tell me why he wouldn't.
I'm not even saying
why Muschamp was a better choice. Please. I'd like to hear your argument for
I'm not even saying Rich Rod would have been that great. It's just he would have been better than Muschamp. I mean, he would have been better than Muschamp.
He's at least been proven to be a winner.
Yeah. And
he's innovative offensively. Muschamp is a stick in the mud, defensive-minded coach who teams had terrible defenses.
And even though Mark Richt underachieved at Georgia, I would have taken him over Will Muschamp.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I would have taken Skip Holtz. I mean, why didn't we go look at Skip Holtz
sloppy seconds?
Yeah, I would have loved to have taken. You want to hire a head coach that just gotten fired? Well, then go hire Mark Richt. Don't hire Will Muschamp. I mean, at least Mark Richt was a good winning head coach. Now, I know he would not have done the same kind of things at Carolina as he did at Georgia, but he still would have been a decent, above average winning head coach, and that's all we ask for. That's all we ask for. I mean, really.
Clemson wins their regional. Look at Canarella out there. Way to go, young fellow.
I know Canarella. He's a friend of mine.
I'm sure he is, man.
He's a great guy.
Call him up, tell him hello.
With him. I grew up around him. He's a great guy.
Who?
Well, he's a guy who hit a home run. Canarella.
He's the one Tiger I'll ever pull for. Cameron Canarella. He's the one Tiger I'll ever pull for.
Well, he is a.
Well, you can bet Clemson fans won't make fun of him for being an albino, but they make fun of Spencer Rattler for being albino all day long.
I don't make fun of Spencer Rattler. The only thing Spencer Rattler did was say, you know what? I'm going to go to South Carolina. That's the only dumb decision he's ever made. He's probably going to start for the Saints this year.
So, he really
sucks for me? South Carolina. So.
That's bullshit.
You know what really sucks for me?
Anywhere. That fucking talent, he could have went anywhere and gotten drafted. Stop it. Being at South Carolina,
he decided to come here and beat your ass.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Yeah, he beat your ass.
Hey, congratulations to him. He can hang that banner because he didn't win anything else in college. Not at South Carolina.
The game against Tennessee.
Beat that ass.
The game against Tennessee.
He can have a banner in his room with "I beat Tennessee" and then "I beat Clemson." Other than that, it's South Carolina.
Cool. A lot of people aren't able to hang that banner. So
no, they aren't.
That's right, because it never happens. Never happens.
He would have never had the chance to do it at Oklahoma.
He would have been drafted higher if he would have went anywhere else. Anywhere else.
Ryan says, Rattler is not albino. I never said he was. That's the Tater Man. I always thought it was kind of unclassic.
Papa B says he's 100% albino. What in the blue hell are we going on right now? Oh, this one's going to be good too. We'll save this for the bookcase of accountability with Christopher Adam. Only bad thing Rattler couldn't do was run very good, but fucking Lenoris will run up and down the field on Clemson.
I don't disagree.
Oh yeah, he will. Oh yeah, he will. Oh yeah, he will. I tell y'all something. I watched Lenoris all the way back when he was in 8th grade, and I remember one game he threw for 4 or 5 touchdowns against my team. I remember I played against him. That early, I knew that kid was going to be something special, and he's going to run all over Clemson. He's going to be even better than Spencer Rattler. You hear me? I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that. He's going to throw for 3,000 yards this season. He's going to throw for 3,000 yards this season. You hear me?
Oh, shit. Oh, man. This is great, Jackpot. I mean, he's going to throw for 3,000 yards. Okay.
He's going to do it. That's my hot take, is he's going to do it. That is my hot take. He's going to do it. He's going to throw for 3,000 yards, and he's going to beat Clemson. He's maybe not this year, but he won't maybe not beat Clemson this year, but he'll beat them while he's there. He'll definitely beat them while he's there.
Will, what was the final score? What was the final score of the Tennessee game? If you don't mind me asking there.
I've got it right here. Tennessee wins 12-3 over Southern Miss.
What about the NC State game? What was the score of that?
NC State is, let me see if I can find it here. NC State beat James Madison 5-3. The Wolfpack.
Hell yes, pay Jackpot. I parlayed the under on that game, and then also with Tennessee to cover the 4.5 spread. So, yeah, nice.
Well, that's good, Jackpot. I mean, at least you're making some money. All right, hey. Schultz, appreciate it, man. Thanks for
appreciate it.
Somebody.
No, but that's all it's about, really, in a sport that I really can't care that much about right now. So
anyway, I don't think you're. Yeah, you can take her off. I don't think you're. I don't think they're firing him. I really don't. I'm not.
Well, here's the thing: if they don't fire him because they want to avoid paying some ridiculous buyout, what's worse? Not firing him, and then you're saving money on the ridiculous buyout, and then you got to think about all the fans that are not going to be in Founders Park next year. The attendance is going to be horrendous. There's nobody supporting this guy. Everybody's tired of it. The fan base wants him gone. So
his contract runs through 2027 with a $725,000 annual salary. So
they could buy that out.
So they're going to owe him about $2.2 million if they decide to get rid of him.
They could easily buy him out. That was so stupid. Why the hell would you draw up a contract like that for that dumb fuck?
Recruiting. Hi, Chris. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Rob? All right. So, Jackpot, it's time we roast Rob.
Okay.
I'm
here for it, buddy.
You know, I've been hearing you take a lot of shit, and Jackpot, I gotta be on your side. So, let's talk. All right, so I get Kingston. I agree, Rob. He needs to hit the road. I agree.
I think he needs to be fired, but I'm just saying, from my perspective, from where I sit, and a couple people that I've texted, I don't think he's getting fired. Now, I could be wrong.
I don't think he is either. And I agree with you, but at the same time, James Madison, pitching was. I'm not going to disagree with pitching. But what I'm going to disagree with is the fact that offense had no shit in that game. There was nothing. We were sitting back, waiting on something that was never going to happen.
It was awful.
Yes.
Their pitching was they threw 2 bad pitches.
Yes. I was crying at the fact that I kind of thought, I'm like, all right, let's see what's going to happen. I'm me personally, as being a South Carolina fan, I'm kind of tired of it. It's time for these coaches that can't coach hit the road. Kingston, hit the road.
Look, in fairness though, if you're firing Kingston this season, a season after he took a team to a super regional, then if you go through October without winning a game in football, Beamer needs to be shown the door. If we're
Exactly.
gonna have that kind of a short ass leash,
that
Beamer needs to be
history
shown the door.
doesn't indicate that. South Carolina hasn't won 2 national championships in a row in football.
No,
I'm
that's
just
where I'm
saying,
with
if
you,
you're gonna have that
Jackpot. I'm
short
like,
leash,
I mean, the
that's
standards
what I'm
should
let's
be a
say
little bit higher.
if Beamer can't go 6-6 this year, he's out the door. There's no reason to keep him. There's no reason. Like, I mean, hell, Clemson plays the ACC schedule. We are the SEC. We keep throwing it as Gamecocks. We keep saying, you know what, we're in the SEC schedule. You know it's gonna be tougher. Fuck tougher. It's the SEC. Get used to it, bitch.
There you
It ain't
go.
get no easier.
There you go. That's
Like,
what I say about Florida. All these people crying about Florida. They got the toughest schedule in the country. Well,
oh
they got
god.
an SEC schedule, and they scheduled a couple of Power 5 out of conference games. That's their fucking deal. So their
Coffee Joe
SEC
says.
schedule is what it is.
But I
Coffee
still
Joe
stick
says
with.
that's dumb, Rob. Beamer has 2 more years. So look, if you think that's if you think after what happened with him last season, and then he goes this season and they go 5-7, and you think they need 2 more years,
Fuck
it just
you.
shows.
Fuck you.
Just
If
shows
he
where
needs 2 more
Gamecock fans
years,
are.
show him the
Yeah, it just
door.
shows where Gamecock
There
fans
is
are.
no 2 more
They're
years
so used to it.
in this league. If he was in the ACC, there's no more 2 years in this league. That don't exist. Fuck you. Fucking play with the big ballers.
You can't
they're not going to
win
keep him
6
around.
games.
No.
If he goes 5-7 this year, I swear to you, I would be stunned if they kept him. Absolutely stunned.
I'll pay out his contract myself. Like, get him
Well,
the fuck out.
why don't you pay Kingston's contract, because apparently
Fuck him.
Jackpot's
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, I tried to like him, but I'm kind of with Jackpot. I'm like, all right, there's too much liking him. It's time Carolina showed people what we could be. I mean, I don't agree with the way offense was. This game kind of showed me how things were gonna go. Yeah, you know, the SEC tournament was great. It was great for SEC, you know, for Gamecocks, but regionals means better. I'd rather lose SEC tournament and turn around in the regionals and play better.
Mm-hmm.
A fair statement, Chris. All right, buddy. I got folks to get to, man. I appreciate you checking in.
All
You're
right,
always
man. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
See you later. Let's welcome in another Chris. Chris. Well, no, that Chris dropped off. All right. Well, now all 3 of my folks dropped off. Something must have been silly there. All right. So you're welcome to join the show. I'll put the link over here in the description if you would like to join the program.
Somebody's using soup cans and a tin cans and a soup string. Well, I can't even talk. 10 cans and a string. Soup cans and a string for a damn phone tonight. They're all falling
All right,
apart.
let's see here. Welcome in, Chris.
Hey, what's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, what you got?
Who you gonna get? Because I seen some crazy ass Gamecock fan talking about Tony Vitello, and I just had to laugh in his face.
I don't think they have the money to probably do that.
Look, well, no, I don't. Look, I think that South Carolina is a Corvette type job. So let's make sure that we put that out there, and they still have an opportunity to be really, really good. But on the other hand, it's like, can't be letting him beat it up too much. You're not going to be able to take care of it, you know. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Tony turned down Mizzou, which is his alma mater, and he turned down LSU, which is on it. They're like they made
blue blood.
Yeah, I'd say they're a blue blood, but I mean
they're a blue dud this year. But
he turned that job down too. I think he wants to build a
program.
LSU's
still playing, sir. So we're not gonna mock teams that are still playing.
And
I want to say something real quick about LSU football. It's LSU football, and I was just talking about this yesterday in my video when I was ranking the Gamecocks games from toughest to least toughest. I mean, outside of 2019, is LSU football like one of the more disappointing programs in college football? Will that people expect? And this just doesn't include Brian Kelly. This goes back to the Ed Orgeron days and before. That people just expect so much more of, and they don't deliver.
Les Miles was near the end of his contract was disappointing people. Probably since 2011, they really haven't, outside of 2019. But I mean, one championship will.
Wait. They played for the SEC. They played for the SEC title last season. You guys seem to forget that.
They played Georgia and got stomped, right?
Right.
They lost to the two best. They lost to the two best teams in the SEC East last year. I mean, that was they backdoored their way into it, but
they played for the SEC title. It's not exactly a horrible season when you get to play for the conference title.
If you're paying a down Alabama team, and then they went to the SEC title against Georgia, got murdered.
And
if you're paying for the roster they're paying for, and you're paying the coach and the coaching staff, which I mean, they're paying their not their OC, their DC more money than probably most Power 5 schools are paying their head coach. Like if you're paying that kind of money, I guess an SEC West division.
It's hard for me to piss on a team that played for the SEC title. I mean,
that was the same season they played the Vols at home, and they just got absolutely just meat slapped.
I mean, think of Pitt playing Clemson a few years ago in the ACC title. No, they were a 8-9-win team. Nobody thought they were great.
That's not exactly the same team, though. Come on now.
I don't know if you can win your division with two losses.
You're comparing a team. Hey, buddy. Later on, yeah, but
they had 3 losses before Thanksgiving. I don't know. That's not LSU standard.
What?
I was talking to my son. He's coming by to visit. Anyway, no, I mean, okay. I guess I can see that, but they have. It's just. I don't think that Jackpot may be right. I mean, I guess since 2019 they've been kind of flat. I don't know.
I mean, and that's not me and Jackpot saying that. Oh, that's their standards. They fired a man 2 years removed from a national championship. Yep. So a division title ain't going to cut it for them.
To quote The Godfather, he was banging cocktail waitresses 3 at a time.
I think it's going to come back to bite them, though. I think that's what's happened to Florida. Is Florida's fired 3 coaches less than 12 months removed from a 10-win season, and 2 of them were less than a year removed from a division title, and fired all 3 of them, and look where they're at now. So if LSU wants to go
Florida's
out there and
more
fire,
of a disappointment than Florida.
They're probably going to be doing it again soon.
Yeah, Florida. I mean, there's a good chance with the new coach. I don't know how much longer he's got left on his buyout, but they might be paying 3 coaches at the same time come Thanksgiving. But
you might be right about that. We shall see. I mean, it's going to be interesting when it comes down to it. So
I'm disappointed the ACC let me down. I was hoping we'd get Wake Forest and get to blister Chase Burns' ass, but the ACC going out there and letting the Evansville Aces win their regional up there.
I mean, that's kind of on par with Arkansas, one of the best teams in your fucking conference, losing to Missouri State. Please, you SEC simpletons, we're playing the SEC. Let's jerk each other off, lick each other's balls. That's what you guys do. It's
literally nobody's doing that, especially not about baseball.
He just did.
Nobody gives a fuck.
He just ran his mouth about another conference. Stop.
I'm just clowning Wake
you're
Forest.
The one sitting over here.
Wake Forest was like preseason #1, and everybody's like,
I've got a comment section full of SEC taint suckers over here.
Do you think Wake Forest,
who has a master's degree in it? No,
do you
I
think
didn't
Wake Forest will get a hitting lab? They scored 1 run in 2 games in the regional. Do you think they'll get a hitting lab and get rid of the pitching lab?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
They got all them nerds teaching them how to pitch, and don't nobody know how to hit on that team.
Hopefully you'll call us back next week, and maybe your guys will shake their you won't have what happened to you when you had the best team in the country and went and lost to Notre Dame.
I hope not. If Evansville beats us, we're basically the basketball version of Kentucky, because they lost Evansville.
Evansville?
Yeah.
Playing the Purple Aces.
Good luck.
Purple Aces. They're
team.
They're good. I mean, they're I don't know if it was it's either in a first game of the season game, or it was in maybe they eliminated Kentucky, but their basketball team beat Kentucky. It was like one of the biggest upsets. I think it was opening game of the season, and Kentucky was like preseason number 3 and lost to the Evansville Aces, which was hilarious.
The SEC simpletons over here, all of them running their mouth. It's about your team, not your conference, you fucking tools. Holy shit. Support your team. Don't sit there and say, you know what? My team lost, so I'm going to go. If I'm a South Carolina fan, I have to go and support the Evansville Aces now, or whatever other fucking team that you have out there.
Hey,
listen,
I'm pulling for the ACC right now. I need Georgia Tech to beat Georgia. I'm so sick and tired of hearing it. Somebody compared.
Why?
They're like, do what?
Hold on. Why are you wanting Georgia Tech to beat Georgia? Is this the Georgia thing? Because Georgia's kind of,
I'm just tired of hearing. They had Wes Johnson came out and he said, we got this computer model that analyzes all our batters. And my guy came to me, says, is this right? The only person that's ever graded higher than Condon is Barry Bonds. He said that Condon is the second best hitter and the best natural hitter of all time. That's what his computer model said. And I'm like, is this serious? Like, we're sitting here saying this kid. I get it. He's a great kid. He can't hit a curve, but you send one down the middle on him and it's gone. There's 100 hitters out there like that.
The comrade used to have a computer that would say the same kind of bullshit. So
I've got to get at the comment section here real quick. Jerry Wells said Jackpot has called out Greg Atkins. That's the Gamecock offensive line analyst. Used to be the offensive line coach. And the other day, Jerry Kill, I think Jackpot has an issue with coaches who have health problems. No, that is not what I said. I was talking about the games from toughest to easiest. I said Vanderbilt had brought in the transfer quarterback from New Mexico State, and they brought in his head coach, Jerry Kill, as an analyst. He had to step down from his head coaching role because he had health problems, and he had health problems years ago at Minnesota. I said he has had a rough go of it.
Yeah.
Well, I think they brought.
I don't think Vanderbilt in that games or that this season.
You watch it over there, Jerry.
They're trying to get Auburn. That's why they brought Jerry Kill and that quarterback in from New Mexico State. They're going to get Auburn.
That quarterback is good. Now he's going to have to. Our man over on that does a podcast over there, Cole Kubelik of the SEC Network. He does a podcast, and he was talking about him. And I didn't know that anybody else had really picked up on it, but like he peed on the logo at New Mexico, the University of New Mexico, at their field before the like practice or whatever, when they walk around like the day before the game. He's like this kid's a bulldog. He's like he's a really good dual threat. He's gonna have to cut out the silly stuff, okay? He said there can't be any peeing on decals at your opponents. I don't think anybody from Vanderbilt's gonna do that. So yeah,
we'll see. Remember when Ole Miss did it to Mississippi State and then lost the game?
He was pretending to pee. This guy actually whipped his goober out and he urinated on the thing. That was under Clemson's now offensive line coach Matt Luke. That's the kind of culture that he approves of.
By the way,
then that was the game that he got fired.
Speaking of Clemson offensive linemen, have we discussed Dabo's little video yet? I got in a little late. Had we discussed that yet?
No, but please do, because it's hilarious.
Oh my God. How are you going to get the dude's name before you go on? He's like, what's your name again?
He said, I'm here with
you a 3, you a 5,
what's
you
your
a 3?
name, bud?
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, that didn't look good.
Just retire.
He said, you ever seen a football? Look at that. He said, you ever seen a bedazzled? He was trying to play it off. He said, you ever seen bedazzled? Like, what are you talking about?
Just retire, man. Retire while you still got some prestige on you.
That's
you
one of them transfers he's trying to get in from high. That's one of them transfers he's trying to get from high school.
I get it, man. I watched a great coach who I loved just ride it down into the dirt, and you don't want to see that. Philip Fulmer, he could, if he would have left in 2004, 2005, riding high, he'd been fine. But he rode it into the dirt. He went down with the ship, and it hobbled us for a decade. Not saying Clemson's going to do that, but Dabo, if he's truly tired of the game and he doesn't like the direction it's headed, I don't know why he just doesn't move into a $7 million house, be a papaw, be a grandpa. His kids are all old enough to start their families of their own. Just
he's not that old though.
He's over 50, ain't he?
I'm like 49. I think he might be like 55 or something, maybe. Right, Rob? He's not that old.
Yeah, I think he's hit 50. He's like 50.
They were talking about Mark Stoops being the same age as Bob when he retired, and their dad when he passed away. Hell, he passed away in the middle of a coaching season, and that's why Bob left, because he said he didn't want to die on the football field like his daddy. I wonder if Mark Stoops ain't too far behind him, if he ain't going to retire soon. But he's the same age as Bob was when he retired. But I'll let you guys get on down the road. I'll try to call in on Wednesday. If I don't, I'll talk to you next Sunday.
Make sure you call Sunday, regardless of what happens, because
hopefully we have it wrapped up by then.
I'm hoping that you'll be honest with us, and if you win or lose. So,
yeah, I'm hoping we have it wrapped up by Saturday. We'll see.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Good luck, Clemson. South Carolina sucks.
Billy, welcome to the program.
No argument here.
See, now I wouldn't have said something like that as a Tennessee fan. South Carolina sucks. What's with that? I got them going. I got them going 6-6 this year. They're making a bowl game.
It's probably because I said Missouri was a better program than them.
Oh, Missouri is definitely a better program all the way around. I mean, even back in the 60s and the 50s, they're just a great program.
No, he's talking about better than Tennessee, sir.
Oh, they are. I agree with. Oh, they are.
Okay. I want to make sure you were on the same page. Chris is out there. I'm glad Chris is gone, because Chris will have a fucking stroke.
Sometimes
currently they have a better program. I mean, I don't know why that's funny.
Currently, what does that mean? Last year?
You don't think that right now that Tennessee Missouri has more of upward mobility than Tennessee? I do.
No.
I absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely the fuck not. No.
They had a great team last year all the way around, but
and they're going to be even better this year.
Okay. Well, that remains to be seen. But that's just like, since you mentioned that, we need to go back to baseball here. Remember preseason baseball here in America? Wake Forest this, Wake Forest that. All their players are going to the major leagues. They'll be playing in the pros. Where's Wake Forest? Where's Wake Forest? This is this preseason. This is this preseason BS that I don't know how people come up with it. Why was Wake Forest supposed to be the top team? How do you do that?
Did they win the call?
I don't know.
Hell, they got eliminated. They're eliminated. They're going home. Yeah. They got home. They got homework to do. Finals.
They Gamecocked it up. They went home.
Jesus. But what my point is at the beginning of the baseball season, preseason, they're supposed to be in all that in a bag of chips.
Oh shit! I'm so bad. Anyway,
and there's nothing wrong voting for your conference teams. There's nothing wrong with that. Not at all, Rob. Come on. But I understand. I understand.
Paul over in the comment section says Kentucky is a better program than South Carolina. It's kind of hard to rationalize that when South Carolina has beaten them the past 2 years, but
hold on. Big Barney Ross from the Kentucky Blue Balls channel actually looked it up. Kentucky hasn't beaten South Carolina in anything. Women's hoops, men's hoops, football, baseball. They haven't beaten them in anything in 2 calendar years.
Wow.
We don't argue with that kind of nonsense, man. We haven't beaten them in anything in 2 years. Just shut the hell up with Kentucky. Come on now.
Well, that's like Florida beating Tennessee every year. Is that to say they've got a better program? I don't remember Florida playing a bowl game.
Billy, I'm talking about every sport.
Oh, every sport.
Like every sport. Roll out whatever fucking sport you want. South Carolina has beaten Kentucky in all of them for 2 years.
Oh,
2 calendar years, sir.
What was the most embarrassing? Most embarrassing would have to have been last year.
Oh, the most embarrassing
before that, the basketball. That was
the most embarrassing one is. I mean, the most embarrassing one is the football losses. But I mean,
no, I don't think so. The 2 years ago, the basketball team, we were terrible. They only won like 11 games, and
I know the rebuttal what I'm going to say, but didn't their all-world quarterback not play? Levis?
Yeah, Levis was out. That was the excuse. I don't know what the excuse was this past season.
Shit. You mean if South Carolina had lost the game last year without Spencer Rattler, that would have been an excuse? It has to be. It would have been an excuse.
There was no Levis wasn't really on his level, but
and I want to do what? Yeah, say that again.
He wasn't on Spencer Rattler's level.
He wasn't. Levis.
And I got to go back to what Rob said. You think Spencer Rattler is going to be the starting quarterback at the Saints?
I do. I think he's going to beat
that.
out Carr. No. I said that. I think he's going to beat out Carr. His coach has already been talking about it, saying he's made comments like, "Yeah, we brought him in here to compete and try to and have a quarterback competition for that job." So if I'm Carr and I'm the veteran, I'm looking around like, what? I honestly think that Spencer Rattler is going to, by the end of the season, he'll be the starting quarterback.
By the end of the season.
I mean, Will Levis was taken in the second. He was taken in the second round in the 2023 draft, but there were not the kind of quarterback talent in that draft there were in this year's draft. I mean, it just wasn't.
True. But Rob,
though, a fifth round pick in his rookie season taking over as your starting quarterback.
That ain't happening.
I'm just saying.
There's defensive linemen in it. There's defensive linemen in the NFL that run the 40 faster than Spencer Rattler. He ran a 4.95. Come on now.
You think that running fast at quarterback is what makes you a good quarterback?
That doesn't make you a good NFL quarterback.
Okay.
If that were true, then Tommy Frazier would still be playing.
That's just one stat. If you can't outrun the lineman, I don't know, but we'll see.
Will Eubanks brings up a good point. Freaking Anthony Richardson was a first-round pick.
Exactly.
Come on.
I think it's we all know it's skill set. It's what's that stupid football intelligence quotient?
The Wonderlic.
Yeah, the Wonderlic. I don't like that name, Wonderlic. But that's
makes me think of the Tootsie Roll.
No, I'm thinking something else.
What's a Shane Beamer with the Shee-Wee and the Wonderlic toy?
It's
I mean, you can talk up True Seminoles, right? Tom Brady's 40 was terrible. Justin Herbert is a guy they're paying a lot of money. He doesn't run very fast. I mean, you don't have to be lightning quick. He makes the right reads and he can throw the ball.
Okay.
So, well, there's that too. Anything else, Billy?
No, I'm just in here shooting the breeze. I was just wanting to. Tennessee drew the Greenville regional winner. I guess that's Evansville.
The Purple Aces, sir. Stand by.
Aces. And South Carolina better go get Gilmore or their assistant coach, Matt Schilling, real quick. Matt Schilling's got a better resume than Kingston. Matt Schilling over at Coastal. They better go get him. One of them.
Jackpot's got Jizmoffs that have a better resume than Kingston does right now. So
he just, I looked at him in the dugout. His just demeanor. He's got this.
We need to go get the coach from Duke, if you ask me, or Wake Forest.
And who was it said that Tony Vitalo? Get the hell out of here.
No, nobody.
That's like Alabama go get Dabo. That's stupid as hell. Why would Dabo want to go to Alabama? Why? Oh, that's his home state.
Well, Alabama doesn't want him anyway.
When he was winning.
The Landon Powell hire, I think, makes sense because of the alumni end of it. I mean, if you really wanted to throw a shot and give someone at that level a chance, I think that would be good. But in the end,
in my opinion, that's rolling the dice just a little bit.
Dabo's already made more money than he can ever win. He has it made at Clemson. He don't need to go. He don't need the headache at Alabama.
Well, he doesn't need to, and they don't want him either. So, I mean, that's a match made in heaven.
Even when he was rolling, I was always said, why would he go there?
Their fans were chanting, "No Dabo, no Dabo, no Dabo." God, that's awful.
All right, Billy, I'm
out of here. I know Octavian's going to come here with his Florida shit. Although the Florida girls made the College World Series today, so we have to give him credit for that.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I appreciate it, Billy. I'm hoping that Oklahoma State will finish Florida off tonight, because I don't want to hear Octavian in here bitching if Florida wins 2 games, and then he's going to come in here and talk about Omaha this and Omaha that. I don't need to hear that nonsense. Ray, welcome to the program, sir.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Well, Florida State managed to come back and beat Central Florida, so they won their region, their Tallahassee regional. I'm not exactly sure who they drew. You guys know who they'll get in the Super?
Yeah, I've got it right here. I'll pull it up for you right now. Let's see her. I'm checking it out right now. Go ahead and whatever else.
Hey, Jackpot, who's South Carolina play in the Super or in the regional?
Who they play in the regional? Today they played the Presidents, a school named after the president. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm glad they lost.
I'm just joking with you, man. I've heard your rants about getting rid of that coach, man. I was just poking at you a little bit, because we got rid of Mike Martin Jr. Mike Martin was legendary coach at Florida State for years, and absolute nepotism. They hired his son, and he dropped the program back 20 years, and then we finally got Link Jarrett, and in 2 years he's got us competing to go to the College World Series. So
as they should. Florida State's good in baseball, always has been.
But it went when Mike Martin Jr. took over. Oh my God, Jackpot! We fell off the face of the earth. It was terrible. Kind of like when Willie Taggart got there, it just fell off the face of the earth.
Who's hiring these clowns?
Yeah, you have to give it to Florida State. They won't keep a coach long; they'll ship them out. And I mean, you know what I'm saying. And I also agree you've got to give a coach a chance, but.
Well, what's the deal with the basketball then? Because Leonard Hamilton's been
my understanding is this is his farewell tour. They're already in the process plans of hiring another coach.
How long has he been there? Like 25 years? He's
been there a long time. It's similar to
he's
the Bobby Bowden
73 years
situation.
old, man. He's old.
He is, and this is kind of going to be his last year.
Damn.
It's kind of out of respect. They're going to let him go one more year, which it is what it is. I mean,
Florida State they'll draw the winner of the Norman Regional. Currently, UConn has 0 losses in that regional. They have Oklahoma. They're playing each other right now. Oklahoma has to beat UConn twice to advance.
Okay.
So
I don't really know anything about UConn, to be honest with you. I don't know anything about.
Oh, he's been at Florida State since 2002. Damn, I would have thought it was longer than that.
Right.
He was at Miami for 10 years?
Yes, absolutely.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, but if you figure some 2002 to 2024, I mean, that's a long time, Jack.
Yeah.
I mean, Bowden was at Florida State from 1976 until they ran him off in 2009.
Damn, he was a head coach or assistant at Kentucky for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Gastonia.
Ham turned the program around, and he had some really good success, but he's just fallen off. And it is what it is. They're going to give you one more year, and they're going to move on. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not making excuses. They have put all their money into other sports, and they have it. So when they get a new coach, there's what I'm understanding is, if and when, just like Clemson, we get out of the ACC and get a better revenue stream coming in with a different conference, more than likely there'll be more money piled into other programs. And obviously we put more emphasis on football, and it absolutely has paid off. That's just where you put your money is what happens. I mean, even you'll have to admit that, guys. If you with NIL and transfer portal, if you don't pour your resources and your money in your program, you're going nowhere. But I'll have to agree with you, Rob, about the conference. The conference, rooting for a conference, I think that's the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life.
If you root for a conference, you're a cuck.
Well,
you're
if a team from the conference does well, good for them. at the end of the day, I could care less. I have one team I root for, just like you root for Clemson. I root for Florida State.
Exactly.
Jackpot roots for South Carolina, although I have heard him. And no disrespect, Jackpot, you have beat the conference chest a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I've never heard Jackpot beat the conference chest, sir. I'll stand
talking about. I'm talking
when he's
about
wrong. He's wrong, but
the quality of the. You say, and I'm not disagreeing, saying that they're not a better conference, but I mean, he has made statements like that. You know, you play a SEC schedule versus an ACC schedule. I've heard him say stuff like that.
Well, I mean,
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, me personally, I just don't care. Now,
is it because Missouri is one of my teams that I pull for? Well, they're not playing the Gamecocks. I do pull for them.
But now, honestly, I don't have but that's the difference. Everybody has that, I guess, but me. I have team.
I've got secondary teams I pull for. Penn State, Oregon State, Rutgers, and Mizzou.
Right, and
for some weird reason too, I don't know. I don't why. I also kind of like this team a little bit too. Sometimes West by God, Virginia, but that's just been recently.
Well,
I like anybody that plays Clemson too. You gotta make sure we put that.
Well,
out there.
yeah, anybody that plays
I
them.
will say
and I'll also pull for the SEC teams that we've played already on the schedule. I'll pull for the ones that have beaten us because I mean that makes our loss look not quite as bad, and I'll pull for the ones that we beat because that makes our win over them look better.
Well, a lot of people do that, Jackpot.
That's
Me
natural.
personally, I don't care. If they're not my team, they're not my team. But I've got a dilemma coming up first game of the next year's football season. It's a dilemma. I can't. It's a win-win for me. I'm not going to root for either team. Florida plays Miami. That's my two most hated teams in college football. It's Florida State, and basically, as long as Miami and Florida loses, them two play each other. Basically, I can't lose because whoever loses. Well, and then I've heard, well, you need to root for that team, but you need to root for Miami because that'll make it better for you when you. I don't give a shit if Florida beats them 1,000-0. I don't care if Miami stomps Florida 100-0. I don't friggin' care, dude.
If I was you, if I was you and I had to pick, I'd probably pick Florida to win because then Miami's going to be down. And they're actually in your conference, so that actually makes it.
Yeah, I just keep hoping that won't be forever. That we won't be in the same conference. I don't know. Have you heard any more about the conference deal?
Oh God, no.
I'm just saying. All I know of it's probably going to go longer than people think it is. So it is what it is. I'm not really worried about that, but. But anyway,
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Either way, it one way or another. All I can tell you, they're going to leave just whenever, But anyway, all right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
All right, there you go.
Billy says damn well Ray will root for NC State when they play Tennessee. I don't know about Ray, but I know I will.
Shit.
I'm trying to give the Tennessee man a little bit of a break for a couple of years, really, because we don't play them. But they make it so damn hard sometimes. They really do.
Well, they're not. They're bless their hearts. That's the way I look at all that. Oh. So anyway, we'll be back at it here. You got anything else you want to go over tonight, Jackpot? Was there something else you had that was in the mix for you here?
I can't really think of anything else.
Not been too been a good I love regional weekend, man. I've been watching games pretty much all day since Friday.
Well, I won $100 all together on these games, just parlaying some things together. And I didn't even know I was going to be able to even bet the college baseball but I was found that you could that you was able to bet the playoffs. So that was cool. And it's like I do a whole lot better in basketball, college basketball, and college baseball than I do in football. I'll do awful betting football games, but I can pick these games like these over and under run totals, and I'm like, well, why would this two have a 14 over under run total when they haven't scored more than this many runs? It's just like I was watching Uncle Lou the other day on a live show that he did in the morning, his morning show, and he was talking about that himself, that he's done better betting NBA basketball than football. And I think it's because as college football YouTubers, we just tend to kind of overthink things too much instead of just looking, at the eye test, I guess you'd say, and just really looking at what's here. Okay, pick A or B. Which one's going to happen? And you're just able to make a better, more educated guess, I suppose.
Billy says he wants us to discuss the thug that shoved Caitlin Clark down on the floor.
Who was that? And because they were commenting on her like everybody knew she was. I've never seen that bitch in my life.
I don't know. I've no clue who that woman is. But here's the one thing I can tell you is that Caitlin Clark is the one player that has brought our attention on this show to the WNBA. The only time we've ever talked about the WNBA on this show, other than the comrade betting on the New York Liberty, was Caitlin Clark. He did bet on the Liberty. I'm not mocking him. He did it. He told a whole story about it. But our only other reference to that was that. So
what the first game they played against the Fever?
He was in, the Fever. But
the Fever sucked. That's not like
but I'm talking about the comrade. He bet on him for something a long time ago. But I'm just saying, Caitlin Clark has gotten us to a point where people are watching the WNBA, and the numbers are there, and they're watching because of her. And some woman that is playing in that league that I've never heard of decided to take a cheap shot and knock her on the floor. I mean, what are you, fucking stupid?
It's like they're jealous or something. And she's like,
right.
More eyeballs are on that particular league and their particular sport than have ever been before.
I don't get it.
That whole Caitlin Clark Angel Reese thing. That just blew up, and that was really good for the sport. They have this little rivalry. They have no idea how much money they made for that sport.
Right, and they're bringing more people to watch it. And I read something earlier. People are betting on it. You want your sport to be relevant? Let it get to a point where people are betting on it, because then they're going to watch it. Just the way that it is. And people are like losing their gizzards about it. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Someone was bitching
Carter. She says Shinity has been traded from several teams for being a thug. So I guess she like the Ron Artest of ladies basketball.
Well, but also people were bitching because the majority of the WNBA took a couple of spots away as far as on broadcast television, and people were bitching, oh, they went with the WNBA over college baseball. Well, the reason they did that is because more people watch the WNBA when it comes to Caitlin Clark than they do the college baseball. If you're a TV executive and I can get 3 million people to watch here or 1 million to watch here, I'm going to go to the 3 million. It comes back down to how many viewers you're going to get.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you
own an ice cream shop and 9 out of the 10 people that come in there want butter pecan ice cream. Do you think I'm going to have more tubs of butter pecan ice cream or vanilla ice cream?
Yeah, you're not just going to sit there and be like, I know you want the butter pecan, but I didn't order it because I don't like it. You get vanilla and shut your mouth. Seminole Seth says, maybe I just don't get it. What's the hype behind Caitlin Clark? She's a young lady that can shoot the three ball.
She can make threes blindfolded.
Yeah. I mean, she plays very well. Let's just leave it at that. And she does her thing. So I don't know. But the jealousy of some players, they need to figure it the hell out because it's just silly. So there you go. That's what we think about that. Anyway. So we'll be back at it on Wednesday. We'll know then where Clemson is. Who's coming to the Clemson Regional? Will it be Oklahoma State or Florida? Maybe the Gamecocks will be looking for a new coach, or Jackpot's going to be just pissed off that he's got another year of this shithole. We'll see.
Oh well, I'm not going to deal with it if they don't fire him. I'm not watching next year. And I promise. I said that this year that I wasn't going to watch. But then they got in the tournament and all that stuff. I'm like, I can't not watch. I'm not. I won't start from the start of the season. I will not watch next year if they don't fire him. I'm not going through this anymore.
Well, Jackpot's impressive.
Tired of walking around with a broken heart.
Tired of being tired. That's Jackpot. All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you later on.